guys, welcome back to the channel. And today, you already see the title, we're going to talk about some of the actual deals that Metro by T-Mobile has that are actually new from the last time I talked about this. So some phones dropped in price tags. Like for instance, this is the Moto Razr 2024 Flip device. It used to be about $299 for new customers, $199 for porting, but they actually decided to change the price of the phone to $99. So to give you an example, I'm going to click into this to show you. If you're coming to the company with a new number, you're only paying $99 for the phone. And of course, the first month bill is about $75 with activation, $25, $30 or so. So it's about maybe 200 and some change for the phone. So it's pretty cheap for the most part, given the fact the phone is normally $549. And again, it's a really good phone. I'm using it myself personally. I do have a review coming within the next couple weeks, but seeing how I only had the phone for not too long, I want to make sure that I get, through all the bugs and kinks and all the kinks, the bugs and stuff to talk to you guys about that. But anyway, so far it's a pretty good phone. 256 gigs internally. It does have 8 gigs of RAM. I forget the exact processor, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But it's a 30-watt turbo charging, so it is fast charging, 15-watt wireless charging. And it does still charge pretty fast, believe it or not, even with the 30 watts, because there are faster charging phones on the website. And as you can see here, 50 megapixel camera, 13 megapixel ultra wide, macro camera. It says 34 hours of talk time, but that's not real. It's more so when you use it under real circumstances, like me and you every day, it's different from just talking straight on the 2G network, the way they do their phones. But anyway, vegan leather on the back, all that good stuff. So let's talk about the next device. And this one I also have, ended up giving to my wife. Well, she actually took it because she wanted this phone because of the flip. She didn't want to have to deal with 2 screens. You have the Moto Edge 2024. Now, the phones that I'm showing you guys are the ones that I suggest that work very, very well. I know there is a Moto G Stylus 5G that's free. I know some people want the pen, but I'm showing you what has the best camera, the most internal memory, the most RAM, the most software updates, just the best overall experience. And seeing how some of these phones are absolutely free, it's worth it. So the Moto Edge 2024. In terms of specifications, these are actually very close to each other, the Moto Edge and the Moto Flip. Believe it or not, the Moto Edge actually has a better screen at 144 hertz, while I believe the Flip has like a 120 hertz screen, and I think the outside is like 90 or something, which is still fine, but it just goes to show that certain phones do edge each other out. So listen to this part. The Moto Edge is 256 gigs internally, also 8 gigs of RAM like the other device. It has a slightly higher pixel density, even though this one has 144 hertz instead of 120. I believe the other one's 120. You have the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2, excuse me, Gen 2 processor. And when you look at the scores on I forgot the benchmark, the name of some of these websites, the Moto Flip does edge it out, but they're still both mid-tier devices technically. They're definitely better than A54 by far. Any of those types of phones, these will last you, especially if you don't break it. But anyway, this one has 68 watts of fast charging, turbo charging, and believe it or not, you can charge your phone in 0 to 100% in only 39 minutes. So one of the reasons why I love this phone is with my I don't know what the controller is right now, but with my actual controller that snaps onto the phone, I play a lot of Call of Duty and stuff, and just being able to charge my device, edit, different things, posting and all that. I always had a full battery in almost every situation because it charges so fast. But anyway, there are some other specifications. I already did a full review on this one, but it's just nice to see that they're giving devices that are actually good. Like when you look at this, it's actually a pretty nice device. It's pretty thin. This is one of the devices that I suggest. So for the person out there that may not have that much money, or even if you do have money and you're used to mid-tier phones, you're not a super phone person, you don't need the newest iPhone, you don't need the newest Galaxy phone, I'm going to suggest the Moto Edge 2024. It's what I personally use up until the point where my wife took it from me last week. And then I ended up buying this one, the Moto Flip, because of the new discount price. And it's definitely worth it. Both phones are good in their own right, though I will say that the Moto Edge will probably last people longer, only because, when you flip it back and forth, it does loosen the crease over time. So for that person who want to keep a phone for 5-6 years and all that, you have a better probability with the Edge. But insurance for both of these devices in store is $3 a piece. So the deductible amount really isn't going to be that much to replace them, because I'm sure Motorola has to deal with them. So with that being said, those are honestly the only 2 Android phones I recommend at this price point. If we go a tad bit higher, just a little bit higher, you have this right here, the iPhone, for absolutely free, the 12. if you activate and port. Remember, the phones that I just showed you guys were the same price regardless of whether you ported or just did an add-a line. Not everyone's porting a line. So if you can get a Moto Razr, Moto Edge 2024 for just the first month bill and activation, that's still a hell of a steal because it's a really, really good phone. It plays Call of Duty. It runs Genshin Impact. It plays Diablo Immortal. You do like editing, and not super heavy editing. It takes longer to do that, but I've tried it, and I actually run part of my channel from the phone because I like using products that I potentially tell people to get. Anywho, still testing the Razr 2024 out, but so far it's been pretty much the same performance for the most part, and it's been a phenomenal experience. But anyway, back to the iPhone stuff. iPhones are $0 for the 12. At one point, they were actually giving you a free iPhone 12 and Apple Watch as a combo for porting over. Now, if you do a new line of service, you're paying $300 for iPhone 12, and the iPhone 13. Oops, I hit the Razr. Go back right here. The iPhone 13 is $99 for porting. So for the person out there, you'll get it 128 gig standard, $99 for porting plus first month, like $200 something. Same as the Razr Flip. But the difference is the Razr Flip is also $99 even if you get a new number. So if that person that likes Android and wants something nice, that's more ideal if you want to spend some money. Anyway, $479 for a new number, and that doesn't include the first month plan. So yeah, iPhones are more so for porting people to get the best deal because they are still high-end phones. While some of these Androids, they're giving you better deals because they're trying to get a bigger market cap and get you to buy more of their products. Especially since OnePlus isn't with T-Mobile anymore, Motorola's is their chance to really step up and replace the OnePlus devices. Anyway, lastly, we have the Galaxy S24 F8. Now, for the people out there, this is $649? Oh, $649 right now. Which this is a pretty good phone. This is the closest phone you'll get in this category that is basically high-end. It has a decent camera, it has a decent processor, internal memory is 128. It does use the Samsung software. It'll get all those years of software updates like they're more so flagship phones. And for porting, it's $199. And then the first month bill, so you're looking at closer to like $340, $350. I'm just going to round it off roughly. I know my taxes are off. And new number, you're looking at $249 plus the first month bill. So you're looking at closer probably to not quite $400 to get it out of the store, but $370 something, $380 something like that to get it out of the store. Now, I'm not sure what the insurance are for these devices. They sent the iPhones and Androids tend to cost a lot more for monthly cost for insurance. But for the previous phones, the Moto Flip, the Razr 2024, and the remember Razr 2024, because they do have another one that's older, that's terrible, that came back out last year. And then the Moto Edge 2024, these are they both have $3 insurance. So if you go to the store and they lie to you and say it's $10, it's because they're giving you a bundle deal, which you can always get rid of it and then go back into the store if need be and show them the phone and say, hey, listen, just give me the regular insurance, stop ripping me off. And they'll give you that $3 insurance, probably. Theoretically, I'm not too sure. But anyway, there are other deals for the company right now. Nothing really in the smartwatch category. I'll show you right here where, all the watches are. This is just the prices. So if you want an Ultra watch, you're paying this. Oh, there's an Ultra watch too. I actually have the FE watch. It's in the bedroom charging. And I paid $99 for mine when I got it, but they actually bumped the price up to $150 to get more money because, T-Mobile, Metro is becoming more like T-Mobile every single day. But anywho, remember the tablets I showed you guys previously? Well, don't even get the Tab 8 LE at this point. It's extremely laggy. The screen is very, very cloudy. The colors are very, very ugly. It's a terrible tablet. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but the free phones from Metro run substantially. We're talking 30, 40 times faster and sharper than this ever will. It's a really bad device. The Revel tablets, I actually got one recently. And I gave it to my godson. I had an issue, right, where the 5G just stopped working all of a sudden. The screen flickered for a little bit, but I ended up factory restoring it, taking my emails and stuff off of it, so the screen doesn't have that problem anymore. Maybe it's a virus, I don't know. I didn't even have it that long, a couple days. But the 5G, 4G, the data on it isn't working. So I gave it to him as a Wi-Fi so he could play his games at home and stuff. And he loves it. He loves it so far. He didn't care about data on it. He just wanted a tablet that worked. And there we go. So I don't really suggest this one because the software is very old. So old that for whatever reason, when you try to download My Metro, it says it's uncompatible. Like, how? With the company that is supplying the phone. That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm not joking when I say that. Try it. Go to My Metro on your phone in the App Store and see if you can download it. It's going to say not compatible. It's nuts. Anyhow, it's okay tablet. Don't get me wrong. It has 128 gigs internally, 6 gigs of RAM. And theoretically, when you look at the specifications, it does beat out the Tab A9 in just teeny weensy pieces of areas on the benchmarks, but not completely, just like one or two categories. But it's noticeable that the Galaxy Tab is much better. So let's push the Revel to the side. Don't get that. Now this one is free. This is the one that you want. The Galaxy Tab A9 plus 5G. It is $0 down. So I'll do you better. If you go to the store, you should only be paying for the taxes. I'm sorry, not taxes, like any taxes, I guess, or just the bill itself, more likely, because the tablet's absolutely free. As a matter of fact, we ordered one online through customer service when I was getting my phone taken care of, and it's coming. I had this already, of course, but it's coming again on Monday by 9 p.m. You know, UPS, they let you know tracking and everything when the tablet is coming. You can actually get it over customer service, and they can send it to you. So whether they send it to, you know, whatever your mailing address is, if you have a PO box, whatever it is, you can get it sent directly to you rather than going to the store, because the stores tend to have limited supply. So because it's the holidays, a lot of people are going to be getting this Galaxy tablet. So I figured it's better for me to just get it online, have it sent to the house. I don't have to worry about beating people online and going out my lunch and making sure and calling stores to make sure to have it. We don't have time for that. We're getting closer to crunch time when it comes to holiday gifts. And this is still a good tablet, even though it's only 64 gigs internally. I think it has 8 gigs of RAM if I'm correct. Let me just double check. Maybe this doesn't tell me. 4 gigs of RAM. No way. This definitely has more than 4 gigs of RAM. I know for a fact it does. I could have swore it does. Anyway, point is that it is a pretty decent tablet. I like it. It does pretty well with internet browsing. The screen is pretty vivid when it comes to colors and stuff like that. And in terms of software, this is just so much better and newer than the Revel and that TCL tablet. Two underperforming companies, in my opinion, when it comes to the tablet market. This ain't the best one either in the world, but if you get this, whoever you give it to, or whether yourself, I think you would like it. It's not high end. It's like a mid-tier tablet to like mid-tier to low end, but it will do the job just fine, just like your regular cell phone that you have. But anyway, this is the best tablet that you can definitely get. Look, 11-inch screen. Now the camera, 8 megapixel. I don't even use the camera all, to be honest with you. This does have 5G, of course. You have the option to switch between 5G, 4G. Headphone jack, you know, everybody needs that. Actually, I don't remember if it has one, to be honest with you, because I don't use the headphone jack like that, if we're being honest here, but it's not bad. It's not a bad tablet at all. But anyway, that's all I gotta pretty much say. If you've made it through my ramblings in this video, you can tell that I'm very passionate about technology and phones, and I don't care to get people into stuff that they may not like. Now, I'm gonna do one more thing. Now, the G Stylus right here, 5G 2024, is a decent device. I did the review on it. But if you compare it to the Moto Edge, or like that's also free right here, and obviously the Moto Flip, you know, they're similar processors, even though they're different. It's pretty similar in performance. If anything, I think the Edge might beat out the Razer Flip because it has those double screens. So sometimes the transition might be a little slower than that one. But both are really good phones. That's just stuff that I'm noticing. Get this instead, the Moto Edge. I know people like the stylus pen. I'm telling you, with the screen quality, the battery life quality, the charging speed quality, the build quality, the curved edges. I'm not a huge fan of curved edges, but this just looks really sleek and nice with this design. The vegan leather on the back, I think they both have it, but get the Moto Edge over the Moto G Stylus 5G. If they don't have it and you can't wait, I understand why you would get that. You'll still be happy with it, but it's a substantial difference in performance between the Edge and the Moto G Stylus. Anyway, that's all I got to say. I rambled on and on and on. Hopefully this helps the person out there that's looking for holiday gifts. We went over tablets. Realistically, the A9 is the one to go, plus 5G. The other two are terrible. Well, I'm not gonna say the Revel is terrible, but I had some issues with it the first week that I got it. And I'm like, I shouldn't have these technical issues. So it means that either I have a defective one or they're just not really well-built tablets. So that's why I say the Samsung overall is better to get. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace.